Hey, what's going on everyone? James Glenn here. Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over the first round of the Super Sentai Tournament. For some context, a little while ago I asked you all on whether or not I should do a Super Sentai Tournament, and a majority of you said yes, while the rest of you didn't know what Super Sentai was. Understandable. Now I decided to do matches of 4 because that was what initially won. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. But, I just looked at the poll today, and matches of 2 and matches of 4 actually ended up tying with 1 vote each. But given the fact that there are 50 teams, I had already decided I was going to do like 12 matches of 4 and 1 match of 2, with the two most recent Sentai being the only ones in their match. Of course, that is because you all voted for season order of the matches. So, there's that. Before I start, I just gotta say, holy cow, a lot of you voted in these matches. Like, seriously, I have never seen that many people consistently vote. Wow, it is clear Super Sentai is very popular. I'm glad I'm not the only one who enjoys it though, so that's pretty good. Alright, strap in, because this is going to be a long one. Number 1 battle! Ready, go! In the first match, 53 people voted for Go Ranger versus Shaka versus Battle Fever J versus Denji Man, and Battle Fever J won the first match. In the second match, 51 people voted between Sun Vulcan versus Goggle 5 versus Dynaman versus Bioman, and Goggle 5 won. In the third match, 35 people voted on Changeman versus Flashman versus Maskman versus Liveman, and Liveman won a majority of the votes. In the fourth match, a whopping 77, yes, 77 of you voted between Turbo Ranger versus Fiveman versus Jetman versus Zoo Ranger. Zoo Ranger, aka the original Super Sentai season that was adapted into Power Rangers, ended up winning. No surprise there. On the fifth match, 135 people voted between Die Ranger versus Kaku Ranger versus O Ranger versus Car Ranger, and Die Ranger won massively. In the sixth match, 80 people voted between Mega Ranger versus Gingaman versus Go-Go 5 versus Time Ranger, and Time Ranger won. In the seventh match, a whopping 191 people, yes, 191 people voted between Gao Ranger versus Hurricane Ranger versus Oppo Ranger versus Deca Ranger, and Deca Ranger won by a landslide. It is clear that a lot of people love Deca Ranger. In the eighth match, 191 people clearly voted between Maji Ranger versus Bulk Ranger versus Geki Ranger versus Go Ranger, and Go Ranger won also by a landslide. In the ninth match, 306 people, yes, 306 people voted between Shinkenger versus Go Sager versus Go Kaiger versus Go Busters, and Go Kaiger won probably because it was so popular, because they had the ability to transform into previous Super Sentai teams, and okay, I'm not going to spoil too much. In the 10th match, 220 people voted between Kyoryuger versus Tokyuger versus Ninja versus Zooger. Okay, I remember that name. Anyways, Kyoryuger won by a landslide, probably because it was also popular again. In the 11th match, 235 people voted between Q Ranger versus Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger versus View Soldier, and Q Ranger won by a landslide, probably because they had a ton of Rangers. In the 12th match, 125 people voted between Kira Major versus Zenkaiger versus Dawn Brothers versus King Oger, and Kira Major won handily. In the final match, 95 people voted between Boom Boomger and Gozuger, and Gozuger won. I know this video was long, guys. I'm so sorry about that. There's a good chance that this video will not be a YouTube short. It'll probably just be posted as a regular video. But anyways, guys, the second round of the Super Sentai Tournament will begin tomorrow, and keep voting!